श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्ताम् सदा हृदि स्वादयन्निह सर्वेषाम् त्रय्यन्तार्थम् सुदुर्ग्रहम् स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्रः तम् वन्दे यामुनाह्वयम् नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यान विध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहम् यामुनेयम् नमामि तम्
श्रीमत्कृष्ण समाह्वाय नमो यामुनसूनवे यत्कटाक्ष एकलक्ष्याणां सुलभः श्रीधरः सदा नमः यामुन पाद अब्ज रेणुभिः पावित आत्मने विदित अखिल वेद्याय गुरवे विदित आत्मने नमः अचिन्त्य अद्भुत अक्लिष्ट ज्ञान वैराग्य राशये नाथाय मुनये अगाध भगवत भक्ति सिंधवे. No by rote 22nd न धर्मनिष्ठोऽस्ति न चात्मवेदी न भक्तिमान् तच्चरणारविन्दे अकिञ्चनोऽनन्य गतिशरण्य तत्पादमूलं शरणं प्रपद्ये. ஞானம் பிறக்கலாகாதோ பிறக்கலாமிரே என்னில். Okay. Now, though Lord Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita said this, namely, after many births, a wise individual soul will reach me, rather will bow at my feet. Prapadyate. He will prostrate before me. Then the question is whether he should try very hard to earn the wisdom, do other yogas like karma and bhakti. So prapatti is already there. Jnanavan mam prapadyate. So how about the other two? So the question is, by passing through many births, so if by latent impression, what we call samskara in Sanskrit, that is the habit of the previous birth, can he not get the wisdom straight away instead of approaching a preceptor, instead of reading the books by himself, making a self-study, swadhyaya, and even yoga before going to sleep, refreshing one's mind, reviewing what he studied. Should all this be done? Is it not natural quality that we can inherit from the previous birth? That is the question. Now he says, Janmantara samskarat tale jnanam perakkalamire ennil. So aduvum illai. Now the most lowest, I will say, double superlative according to Shakespearean language. Most lowest status, namely, I don't have that latent impression also. I have no samskara because I don't know about my previous birth. How many births did I undergo? I do not know. Then I have not even an iota of the samskara. There is not even a speck of knowledge, and therefore I am saluting at your feet. So, Taccharanaravindeya, na bhaktiman. So, I have not inherited the devotion, the devotional attitude from my elders, from my forefathers, from the neighbors, friends, relatives in this birth and also in the previous birth. I have no memory. Generally, we say that our subconscious mind will have deeper memories of the past, especially the past births. But he says even that is not available. Even that is absent, and that is a maximum lowering of the status. There's nothing beyond that. So, na bhaktiman. I am not a devoted person. Bhaktiman. When we say bhaktiman, so there is a particular suffix called matup. We discussed today the meanings of matup. Matup is this kind of suffix, two-lettered, you can say, expression, syllable, to be added to the noun, a term a word in the language, and then that gives you minimum 6 meanings, sometimes 7 meanings. So, what are the meanings of Bhaktiman if you take it? Now, this means, number one, Bhakti is ever associated with the individual soul. Devotion is never separated from the individual soul. Bhakti is Nitya Yoga. Man gives you the word Matup, M-A-T-U-P. That is the name of the suffix. That gives us permanent contact with devotion. Unsevered link with devotion. So that is number one, Nitya Yoga. Then you can have, suppose you are a devotee, others will praise you. Others will praise you, adore you, appreciate you, saying that you are a devoted person. So the devotion, if it is in full, if it is complete in one individual soul, we call the individual soul as the Bhaktiman, saying that it is for praise, for others to understand that we have devotion. And of course, we should set the example, and therefore we have this one. We are appreciated. When we are devoted, we will be appreciated. Of course, not for the sake of appreciation we are devoted, but it is naturally the appreciation will come from all quarters naturally. That we don't expect, we don't become happy because of appreciation also. So prasamsa is second meaning. In the course of our discussion, I will tell you the other meanings also. So Taccharanaravindeya, in your lotus feet, at your lotus feet. Then you have, so that means I am not devoted, na bhaktiman. இவ்வாத்மாவுக்கு நாதனாயிருந்துள்ள உன்னுடைய நிரதிசய போக்கியமான திருவடிகளில் அனவரத பக்தியை உடையேன் அல்லேன். So I am giving you the third meaning of the word, of the suffix called matup here. If an individual soul is devoted, what happens is, all the time, forever, always, Lord Sriman Narayana is the leader. He is the master. There is no change. There is no change in the mastership. There is no change in the leadership. Individual souls have to be under a master. That master is Sriman Narayana. He is addressing Taccharanaravindeya in your lotus feet. So, unnudaya, what kind of feet? Lotus feet is in comparison, parallel, It's a, what you call simile. There are common qualities between the lotus and the feet and so on. But Periyavachan Pillai adds more. Niratisheya bhogyamana tiruvadigalil. The divine feet are enjoyable. What kind of enjoyment? Unlimited enjoyment. So how do we enjoy the divine feet of the Lord? Because when the divine feet blesses us, when the divine feet favor us, when the divine feet fulfill our desires, then we become happy. But even when the divine feet do not fulfill our desire, because of the expectation, we love the divine feet. Again, we enjoy the divine feet. Again, even without expectation, suppose we don't expect anything from the Lord, the divine feet, the greatness of the divine feet will be enjoyed by the incidents like Trivikramavatara in the incarnation earlier as a dwarf. So we understand that the master, the world master, has stepped upon and put his foot on our head because we are living in one of the 14 worlds. The first step was in the first 7 and the second step was in the second 7. So upper 7 and the lower 7. And therefore we feel fortunate head. Now, how do you say? For example, it's a small example. When we beget children, we'll look at the children, the very young child, after say within a few months, what do is we keep the tender feet on us. Later on, if it becomes aged or grown up and then kicks the parents really, that will be harmful. But we keep the feet of the tender, the soft feet of the child on us every time. We touched it, we enjoy it, we enjoy the soporific touch. When you touch the feet of the child also may start sleeping. You pat the feet, and then the child starts sleeping. So you have the feet are enjoyable. Child is God, God is child, and Lord Krishna was a child, and therefore we always like the avatar of Krishna more than any other incarnation because he was a child for a long time, and therefore Bhogyamana Tiruvadi. Again, what is the amount of enjoyment? Nirachishaya, wonderful, unimaginably great. So that is Nirachishaya. So we have not seen earlier such a such a pair of divine feet, and therefore Nirachishaya Bhogyamana Tiruvadi. Now, one may say that because we are all suffering a lot or a little, whatever you choose. Some people suffer a lot, some people suffer a little. And we say the percentage of suffering is more than the happiness that we experience in this world. That is normal anubhavam, experience of any individual. The difficulties are more than the benefits, and therefore we are thinking of the divine feet. Therefore we have been undergoing trouble. Therefore we are looking at the divine feet for solace. We are bowing at the feet for getting happiness. we are bowing at the feet for solving our problems. Then in a way it is right. In a way it is right. And we cannot pray like Kunti Devi, the what you call the Queen Kunti Devi. She, in her prayer, said, "Please give me more and more troubles." Shashvat Vipadaha Santu, she said. Shashvat Vipadaha Santu. Often and on, frequently, please give me trouble. Let me face some accidents. That's what he said. She said. Being a lady also more intelligent than the men folk, she said this. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we come across these words. She did not ask for Shashvataha Sampada Santu. I want prosperity off and on. So, so we are not, of course, praying for difficulties. And because of the bad deeds committed in the former births, we are to suffer. And the Lord does not change that course until we pray. So when we pray, when we fall at His feet, the difficulties will be mitigated, the problems will be reduced, and therefore we understand the greatness of the divine feet. And therefore we say, Niratishaya Bhogyamana Tiruvadigalile Anavarata Bhaktiye Udayenalli. Now, whenever we accost a problem, whenever we come across a problem, then we want a solution, then we go to the God and fall at His feet. Then after getting the problem solved or getting the want fulfilled, then we forget the God's feet. That is also the normal human behavior, attitude. And therefore, Anavarta Bhakti Udayenalli, I am not continuously praying. I am not devoted towards your divine feet 24/7. Anavaratam. Anavaratam is continuous, ever. So Anavarta Bhakti Udayenalli. Then now we come to the yogas. Karmanyānangale angamaha udaithana bhakti. So bhakti should be defined as having accessories, namely parts, namely limbs, namely karma and jnana. Without karma and jnana, you cannot develop bhakti. So without performing one's own duties, without acquiring wisdom, one cannot increase the bhakti. There are, of course, instances where illiterate people, those who have not studied books, have taken resort to bhakti or prapatti. Prapatti is easy for all of us because it doesn't need any knowledge. But the minimum knowledge that we must have is we must do prapatti to the divine feet of the Lord. That is the only knowledge little knowledge that we must have. And you should not ask why and how of this prapatti. Why should I do prapatti? Even if when I come to know that prapatti must be done, the further questions are not warranted. They are not necessary. They are not expected of us. So we can't question the scriptures also. We can't question the activities of the Lord in many incarnations. Why He did it like that? So we don't know. We don't understand. And therefore, we can't question. So unquestionably, we understand prapatti must be done. And prapatti is preceded by bhakti. And when we start following the process of devotion, we understand miserably that we fail in observing the devotion completely with all its limbs. But we cannot avoid these two, namely the discipline of action and the discipline of wisdom. So we have to perform our duties. We have to try to earn knowledge. Then அங்கு அந்தான் இல்லை என்ற போதே இதுவும் இல்லை என்று, அங்கன்தான் இல்லை என்ற போதே இதுவும் இல்லை என்று. No, while we practice devotion, we also think that karma and jnana are not necessary. We say that performing the duty is not necessary. It is enough I go to the temple, salute him, pray. How do you pray? Say some names without looking at the books like Parajara Bhatta's Gunaratana Kosham, or you take Ramanuja's Gadyatrayam, because on a particular day, while we anoint the Lord along with Mahalakshmi, Sri Ranganayaka, Pangani Uttaram day, the last month, the Tamil month, the Gadyatrayam is recited. The prose work, 3 prose works are recited during the anointment, namely Abhishekaha are called Tirumanjanam in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. Majjanam is immersing the Lord with water and so on. So so we don't know the prayers. When we don't know the prayers, because we have not studied books, then what is the devotion? How do you go about the devotion? You say Anjali is enough. Namo Namaha, you say Namo Namaha. So you say 8 times, 8,000 times, you say Namo Namaha. You learn from others that it should be Namo Namaha. But we don't understand the meaning of the word Namaha. Yes, without understanding the meaning of the word Namaha, we say in Tamil also, while a child, without knowing that the fire will be hot and it will burn the fingers, it goes and touches the fire. And again, because of its prank, because of its mischief. Then again, in the electric connections today, they are getting the connections safer and safer every day. Previously, many people would have experienced electric shock because unknowingly we touch a wire. Sometimes wantonly, the child goes and meddles with the electric connection, and then it gets a shock. Then it realizes that it should not be touched. So in that way, now I understand the devotee who calls in an individual soul who calls himself a devotee will reject this karma and jnana, the discipline of action and the discipline of devotion, wisdom. So, angandan illai endra pode, when there is no necessity of the limbs, then bhakti is also not there. Devotion is also absent. If karma is absent, jnana is absent, the action is the performance of duty is absent, the acquirement of wisdom is absent, then bhakti is naturally absent. Ennil, Purvokta Prakaratile, as it is said earlier, Janmantara Sanskaram Udavi Undagalamire Ennil. Again, the same idea is repeated. From the 65th page, last line, the same idea is repeated. Janmantara Samskaram, the latent impression of the previous birth. Udavi Undagalamire will it not help us? Our good deeds done in the previous birth, their memory, their existence in the subconscious mind, in the deepest place in the heart. So if they can help us to develop the devotion, then he says, அதுவும் இல்லை என்பது. அதுவும் இல்லை என்பது. No, in English, there seems to be a proverb like, when there is a punishment to a culprit, the judgment will be hang him by the seven tides. I don't remember the exact expression, but it should be like this. A person who has committed some murder should be hanged when the seven tides wash him away. So he is hanged on the seashore with the head down, and then the water immerses him. When the seven tides come and dash his head, naturally he will be dead. So here, fortunately, there are only three waves. Three waves. So I take bath. When I take bath, there are three waves. Moondran alai. Moondran alai. Kulittu moondran alai. So that means, what is the meaning of this Tamil words? I mean, meaning, I forget what I did. So kulittu, in the sense, there is also another expression in Tamil, ஒரு முழுக்கு போட்டு விட்டு. You avoid remembering that. There is a what you call purification of one's body but when we visit a home where the dead body is lying. We want to inquire, we say, want to convey condolences to someone who lost his kith and kin. So we say, you go and inquire convey the condolences, to come back and take bath. So once we take bath, then means we forget. So kulittu meaning after taking bath, meaning I have a bath with the devotion. So I forget my devotion, what I had earlier, and therefore I give a bath to the devotion. That means I'm going to forget it. I'm not going to remember. So kulittu moondran alai. Generally, when we take bath in a river, we must immerse ourselves 3 times. The entire body till the head must get drenched by water. And if you are taking a bath in the ocean, the wave should touch you 3 times. So moondran alai. So by the time the whole body will be wet. But the inner meaning will be kulittu moondran alai, meaning time has passed. By the arrival of the three waves, the time has passed. When the time has passed, I have forgotten what I did. I forgot my devotion. I forgot to revive my concentration on the divine peace. Then B. So A is kulittu moondran alai. B, nota nonbu. Once upon a time, I had a vow. I observed a vow. Afterwards, I forgot what is that vow at all. I don't remember how I did the vow. There are so many vows. So, nota nonbu. It's a past vow performed. Nota nonbu. That is what Andal Goda Devi recommended for bringing rains, copious rains, after 12 years of famine, drought. Of course, it is Lord Krishna's connivance to be rainless for 12 years, and then Goda Devi praises, Goda Devi in the sense, Andal, in of course Srivilliputturu. In those days, all the cowherdesses prayed for rain. And later on, you understand, rains came. For the sake of getting rains, they had a vow. That was called the Pavai Nonbu. It was a Sri Vratam. You can say Sri Vratam. So that Nonbu has been the past. My father was a very good man. He had a lot of Anushtanam. He performed his duty well. And I claim that uh, his merits of action will it accrue to me? Will they accrue to me? That's the question. And we also say because we enjoy today happiness in this world because of our ancestors' merits, not because I did good deeds in my previous birth. So, not known, I forgot the vow. Once upon a time, I might have committed, I might have performed the vow, but I forgot. Then see, Karavehal Pinchandra, why I did it, that's why Tirupavai is closely connected with these expressions. I wanted to remind on the on the path A, Kulithu. Kulithu meaning, taking bath. I forgot to tell you. Kulithu meaning taking bath. What is the called taking bath? What is called taking bath? Bathing with water? No. Bathing in the lake of the endless number of auspicious qualities of Sivanarayana. Enjoying the qualities of the Lord, the auspicious qualities of the Lord is called taking bath. Bathing in, we also say, the expression is there, he bathed in happiness. Santoshathula kulikan. In that way, kulithu is what we call neerattam, as we say in Tamil with regard to Tirupavai. So, neerattam meaning enjoying the qualities of the Lord, enjoying the anecdote incident that happened in the avatars of the Lord, in many avatars, many incarnations, and enjoying his mercy towards devotees and so on. So we are not, of course, interested in becoming happy in the Lord's actions in the incarnations by killing the demons. The demons being killed in any incarnation is what we call the principle of giving up our bad qualities, dispelling our evil nature. That is the principle behind. That means wiping out all the demoniac qualities of the world. Again, they will erupt again and again. 66 crores of demons are there. So they will not stop their action. Now, the third number C, Karavehal Pinchandra. So Karavehal Pinchandra meaning the cowherdesses in Mathura, Gokulam, they were not at all educated. They knew only one idea, namely going behind the cows, following the cattle. That was the only action that they know. They will take the cattle, they will take the cows and the calves, even the buffaloes and bulls, and even goat, sheep, and so on. They go to a meadow, allow them to graze. So after the cows eat the grass, the cowherdesses and cowherds will take the food which they brought from home, and then when the cows sit, the gopis also, the cowherds also will sit and take rest. When they walk, the cows walk, they will walk with them, and so on. Now, why do they walk with them? Why do they? So when they walk, when the cows walk, they may get into a danger by entering into the mouth of crane, Bakasura, or a cave looking like a cave, the mouth of Bakasura looking like a cave. So they would have walked into such some danger. Therefore, cow herders are very wary, careful in protecting the cows and calves. Therefore, they will go along with them wherever they go. So they move wherever they move. They sit wherever they sit, and so on. So the only thing that they know is கறவைகள் பிஞ்சென்று கானம் சேர்ந்துண்போம். 28th பாசுரம் of Tirupal. They say, அறிவொன்றுமில்லாத ஆய்க்குலத்து. Number 1. Number 3, number 1 is கறவைகள் பிஞ்சென்று. Number 2 is அறிவொன்றுமில்லாத ஆய்க்குலத்து. Number 3 is அறியாத பிள்ளைகளோ அன்பினால். அறியாத பிள்ளைகளோ. So 3 types of what we call self-abnegation, Naichanusandanam, lowering one's own status. So they say, we have not studied books. Instead of going behind the cattle, we did not go behind preceptor. We did not approach and reach the house of preceptor. Instead of preceptor, we went with the cattle. The cattle, the cows and calves, have very little knowledge. They have knowledge, but they have very little knowledge. And therefore, we went behind them only. We didn't spend our time in studying books. We didn't do any meditation. No tapas, no penance, and so on. They said, Kalam Shendu, where did we go? We did not go even to cities. We went to the forest. The forest where other animals were there. We wanted to protect the cows from other animals, wild animals. So Kanam Sherந்து, we only reached the forest. The forest contains trees, fruits, leaves, branches, flowers, nothing else. Not because we wanted to enjoy nature, we went behind the cows. We went behind the cows because cows must be taken care of. Because our elders said, our family people said, members, and therefore we followed the cows. No other thinking, no other plan. Then what do we do in the forest? Wombom, we take food. We live to eat. We don't eat to live. We live to eat. So we bring different varieties of rice, varieties of what we call pickles. We offered Krishna also. He also enjoyed. So we enjoyed food. What food? At the morning, very early morning, what food that they can take? What we call the old cooked rice prepared in the previous night or the previous day morning. What we call in Tamil Parayadu, what we call it in Sanskrit as Puratanam. Puratanam is what we call old stuff. It may be a stale stuff. Ushi ponadhu. We brought only that and then we started eating. So we were behind the cows and we went to the forest and we started eating there. Nothing else. Sleeping, eating, sleeping, eating. That's what we didn't study at all. So Karavahel Sinjan. So Swadhyaya was not done, self-study was not done. We didn't approach any preceptor. Therefore, we are Ariyada Pillaigalum. We have no knowledge. We are uneducated. We have a lot of ignorance. Arivondrumillada Aikulathu. Just because we deal with the cows, we don't know anything. But we know certain actions, namely, we know how to milk the cow. We know how to make it curd, convert the milk into the curds. We know how to churn the curds. We know how to take out the butter from the curds. We know how to boil them to become ghee, and so on. These are things that we know. These are all natural actions. Motor actions which come natural. But we are not using the brain at all. So அறியாத பிள்ளைகளோ மன்னினார். Also அறிவொன்றுமில்லாத ஆய்க்குலர். We also do not know that Lord Krishna was not born in Gokulam. He was not born in the cow pen. He is not the son of Yashoda and Nandagopal. We always thought that he is the son of Nandagopal and Yashoda, but we really did not know that he was born in Mathura for Devaki and Vasudeva. We don't know anything. Karavakal Pinjanti. So all these things, that means we have no knowledge. We have only ignorance. Ignorance. So in the same way, I have no bhakti, na bhaktiman. So tat charanāravinde na bhaktiman. I am not a devoted person toward the lotus feet. The lotus feet are because they are divine, they are enjoyable. They are enjoyable to the maximum, which we cannot even imagine. Unimaginably enjoyable divine feet. And therefore, this particular qualification, first qualification of prapatti is presented by these ideas, namely akinchanaha. I don't have anything with me, neither possessions, property, because my individual soul is yours, it is not mine. So I have no property, no record, no sale deed, no document, no registration. Nothing is there. Akinchanaha. So what do you call? Helplessness. What do you call? Kai mudal illamai in Tamil. I don't have any capital to invest in some business. I want to do business, but there is no capital. Akinchanaha. So the devotion is also not there because akinchanaha, I am bereft of devotion. I am without devotion. So even in the quality of, or rather the aspect of devotion, I am a poor person. Akinchanaha. Karpanya doshaha, that's what Arjuna says. Karpanya doshaha. I have a defect called miserliness. Miserliness. I am stingy. Why I am stingy? Because I don't have anything to give. You call me stingy, you can call me stingy, but I don't have anything. I am a pauper. What should you do then? Anutapam enna. You must take pity on. Because I am an akinchana, because I am helpless, you must show your mercy. Anutapam. Anutapam in Sanskrit has got two meanings. Because when I do not know earlier, in the young age, I do not know that I must have devotion to the divine feet of the Lord. After the advanced age, we come to realize, oh, bhakti towards the Lord Sriman Narayana is very important. Again, I remind, I get a lot of instances in my friends group here personally. Whenever there is a problem, they approach God. The problem is solved, no God. No, there is no God. Anutapam. So anutapam is what we call, we regret later that we have helplessness. Again, we regret that we had realized that we have to fall at the divine feet of the Lord. So So Anutapaha also meaning, since we suffer, Lord should bless us. The Lord will later bless us because we suffer earlier. So Anu means following, later. He will, now the beauty of the Lord's quality is when he sees his devotees suffering, he will come to the rescue and feel remorseful, sad that he has not been helping earlier the devotee. Now, of course, the devotee is given a what you call time to suffer because of his previous birth bad deeds. Grace time is given, grace time, and then grace comes from the Lord. So we must create pity in the mind of the Lord. Therefore, we have to pray. So, இவை உண்டாகிக்கு உறுப்பான ஆத்ம குணம் என்ன? What is our necessity? What is the ideal individual soul? So, who is the ideal individual soul? When we want to be an ideal individual soul, we must have all the qualities of the Lord, if not at least a few qualities of the Lord. The few qualities of the Lord again are performance of duty with the perfection, then no harming of others, no insulting of others, helping others, and at least to feel sympathy towards others' suffering, and so on. This is what we call Atma Guna. Now you can go on, our members of the group can go on listing how an individual soul should be a good soul. What are the criteria for goodness? You can also have a list. What do you expect of a good soul? So all this is called Atma Guna. We say it in one word, Atma Gunam. So Atma Guna Sam Paripurnaha we say. Of course, we are referring to the Lord and say he is Atma Guna Paripurnaha. One was just before 1 hour, a friend was talking to me and he said, a man from the village near Thiruvarur, near Tanjavur, you can say, near Tanjavur is there. His name is Dandapani, and he is very decent. He is very decent. But if you talk to him decently, he will be decent. And if you talk to him roughly, rashly, then he will misbehave with you. That's what he says. An opinion about a person. So this is not Atma Guna. Atma Guna means even when one insults, one must remain quiet and then don't retaliate, don't retort, don't give a violent reaction, and again no harming of others. When others insult, we must keep silent, tolerate it, bear it with a grin. உறுப்பான ஆத்ம குணம் என்ன? அதிகாரி சக்தி வாஞ்சாதிகள் என்ன? இவற்றை உடையனல். So he says, Alavandar Ramanacharya says, I don't have Atma Gunaha. Gunaha quality, Atma is individual quality, individualized quality, necessary individual quality. That's called Atma Guna. Then Adhikari, Shakti, Vanchadigal enna ivattai udayanal. Neither I am an authority, Adhikari, nor I have power, Shakti, nor I have desire to ambition, Vancha. Vancha is deep interest. Vancha. Want, W-A-N-T is called Vancha. I would like to do something. So all the three are absent in me. I am not qualified. Adhikari, I am not qualified. I am not qualified. I have no right. I have no right. Right to do what? I feel that I have no right to do duty. No right. Adhikari also means, I can command some people. I am an officer. Adhikari in English you can say officer. So as an officer I can order my subordinates. So I am not a good adhikari also. I don't know how to manage people. So adhikari. Shakti, power. I am powerless. Shakti. Vanchadi. So again, Vanchadi, etc. is there. So many other qualities are there. Vancha is ambition. I don't have any ambition. Neither am a fit person to lead others, order others. Neither I have power nor I have desire, ambition to fall at the divine feet of the Lord. So Ananyagati. இப்படி நம்மை கிட்டுகைக்கு கைமுதல் இல்லையாகில் புறம்பே ரட்சகராயிருப்பர் பக்கலிலே போனாலோ என்னில் புறம்பு ஒரு புகழ் இல்லை என்று. So when I say that I am a akinchana, that is I am helpless to myself, then should we go to some other god who will try to protect us? Purambe, that means you go out, you come out of your own preceptor's idea, then you try to understand that there is one more or some more protectors. Purambe rakshagara irupar pakkalile ponalo. Why not we go to some other protector? Reach some other god. Purambu oru pugal illai. Going away and weaning ourselves away from our tradition, it is not the right way of approach to propati. Purambu oru pugal illai meaning it is not the refuge. Going to another god is not the right refuge. Then B. I don't know where A is there. I think B is there. Unnai vittondrum ஆற்றற்கின்றி இலேன். So if I desert you, if I leave you, if I give you up, there is no power for me. So without you, I cannot perform any action. உன்னை விட்டு ஒன்றும் ஆற்றற்கின்றேன். I am not ready, I am not able to achieve anything without your presence. என்கிறபடியே உன்னை ஒழியச் செல்லாது. The same words are repeated in Tiruppavi there. உறவேல் நமக்கு இங்கு ஒழிக்க ஒழியாது. I cannot cut asunder the link between you and me. It is not possible. Without you, I cannot do anything. I am helpless. உன்னை ஒழிய செல்லாது என்று. Nothing will move. Nothing will be active without you. If I try to avoid you, it is impossible. Sharanya. தன்பக்கல் முதல் இல்லாதார்க்கு சரண வரணார்கன் இல்லை. Sharanya is an address, what we call Sambodhana Prathama Vibhakti, otherwise called vocative case, otherwise called Vili Vetrume in Tamil, and meaning we are calling someone. Here Lord Shivanarayana is called Sharanya, and meaning again we saw already that he is fit to be prostrated, he deserves to be honored, and therefore Sharanya. And again, he will give us the moksha. The Sharanya will be qualified for granting our beatitude, and therefore Sharanya. So, Sanpakkal Mudalilladarku, when the devotee feels miserably poor, then Sharana Varanarhan. He is the one to be sought after. He is one to be bowed at the feet. Sarana, Varana, Arhan. An individual soul becomes fit to choose Sriman Narayana as his only God for protection. Tatpada Moolam. Devar Tiruvadigalai Moolam என்பது. So Devar meaning we are talking about Lord Sriman Narayana. So Devar doesn't mean as we have another meaning in Tamil as God. But it doesn't refer to 33 crores of gods. It means Devar here, according to Perivachan Pillai's style of a patent word is, Devar is Lord Varadaraja of Kanchipuram, because Kanchipuram is considered as one of the 4 important temples. So it is Ranganatha. Devar is Ranganatha. Because we are able to see him in person. So in Vaikuntha, Sriman Narayana is Deva. In the Milky Ocean, he is also there in the name of Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna and Vasudeva. So all these are all called Deva. One and one the same. So Deva Tiruvadigalai Moolam. Now you understand, and as an example, a tree is there, a tree. So in order to uproot the tree or in order to grow the tree further, we have the roots, R-O-O-T, roots. The roots are very much necessary. Without roots, the trees will not grow. And therefore, here, the divine feet of the Lord happens to be the source. Devar Tiruvadigalai Moolam என்பது. Tatpada Moolam. Of course, we say the divine feet of the Lord are there. Then under the divine feet, the Paduka is there. So under Paduka, there is dust. That's what Parasara Bhatta said. And I would like to be the dust on the divine feet of Sri Ranganatha. Of course, Ranganayika included. Gunaratana Kosham, he is in praise of Goddess Mahalakshmi, namely Ranganayika. And here, Moolam is source, the basic foundation for the divine feet. Saulabhyadi Gunangalayum, Itara Avayavangalayum Oriya, Thiruvadi Thamarகளை நினைக்கிறது. Of course, we have to revel, enjoy with the refreshing mind of all the incarnations of the Lord, which we do not know earlier much. Srimad Bhagavatam gives you, in the first few chapters, different varieties of what we call obsequies. So, Saulabhyadi Gunangal, so what we do is, we enjoy the qualities of the Lord, divine qualities of the Lord, starting from the root, namely Saulabhya. Saulabhya means easy accessibility. Then Itara Avayavangalayum Oriya, apart from our enjoyment of the different divine qualities of the Lord, and also there are other limbs, like I think I've told you earlier, Shad Darshanas or Itara Avayavangal, all the other limbs. Take, for example, the scriptures, 4 scriptures, 28 Smritis, 2 Itihasas, 18 Puranas, and all are called Itara Avayavangal. Even considering them, what is more important? Tiruvadi Thamarகளை நினைக்கிறது. Even the demons are led to believe that Rama's divine feet will be useful for them. Therefore, they wanted to be enemies of Lord Mahavishnu while they were the doorkeepers in Vaikuntha, Jaya and Vijaya. They were born in 3 births, which we know, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, then Shishupala Dantavaktra and Ravana Kumbhakarna. I'm changing the order. Ravana Kumbhakarna and Shishupala Dantavaktra. So they wanted to be under the feet of the Lord. And therefore, when they wanted to remain with the memory of the Lord 24 hours. And therefore, they always thought of the Lord's divinity. Sharanam Prapaddi. Why should I surrender to the God? Why should I fall at the divine feet of the Lord? Virodhi Nivritti Purvakamana, Kainkarya Siddhiki Upayamaha, Adhyavasikriya. Now I'm making a lot of efforts. I am putting up Herculean effort, Himalayan effort, lot of efforts in different ways in order to get the boon of the success over the course. That is Kainkarya, that is doing, cleaning the vessels, the Kainkarya Siddhi. The cleaning the vessels is for the Siruvaradhanam at home. That meaning, so we want to be successful in doing service. Kainkarya Siddhi, success of doing service. So Upayamaha, what is the Upayam for getting the blessings of the Lord? Prapatti, Sharanam Prapaddi. My falling at the divine feet is the means for getting the benefit of doing service to the Lord. That's all. I don't expect anything else. Adhyavasikren, I am making lot of effort. I am putting my heart and soul that Prapatti happens to be the means of attaining what I want as service to the Lord. Service to the Lord I want. But there should be nobody to prevent me from doing it. So Virodhi Nivritti Purvakam. Dismiss the enemies, remove them, extirpate them, the enemy. So that is which will do that extirpation. Who will delete the enemies? Sharanam. My salutation, my surrender at the divine feet of the Lord. Tatpada Moolam, Sharanam Prapaddi. The last but one, 229. Upaye Griha Rakshit Bhoko. Now, this is explained in Ahir Buddhini Samhita in Atharva Veda. There is a Samhita portion, a bhaga is called Samhita, a particular section, and it says the title is Ahir Buddhini Samhita. Ahihi is snake. So snake is, snake is sharp in intelligence, very sharp. Buddhiniya is realization. Ahir Buddhiniya is Adishesha makes us realize. So in the Samhita, in the Ahir Buddhini Samhita, you find the original form of the Prapatti, total surrender to the Lord. What is that? So you remember, you need a home to live. All of us need a home to live. So Griha. So what is the point in getting a home? What is the point in buying an own home? In order to have safety, in order to have some protection, protective cover from the bad people. I want proper griham. I want a house to protect me. I need not drench in the rain. I need not feel the heat of the sun and so on. Ahir Buddhan So this is the title of the Samhita, Ahirbuddhina Samhita in Atharva Veda. It says, Griha Rakshitroho Upayi. What is the means to further live? Mother is lost. And therefore, so Griha house is there, then Rakshita is there. There is one more watchman of the house is there, or somebody is ready to help us. So upaya, these are all two upayas. Upaya, the means to Vaikuntha is Griha Rakshitroho. The word and the house should be available to stay, and Rakshitroho, a protector must be there. Then 2:30 we will take it up in the next session, because Vedanta Deshika said it in the same word, Ahamasmi Aparadha Chakravarti. Radhavanda, Yamunacharya says, Aham Asmi Aparadhanam Aleha. We'll take it up later. The footnote, Adhika Patham. Adhika Patham is extrapolation. It is not interpolation, it is extrapolation. Namely, Nirupadika Sharanya Rahayale, Ruchiye Venduadu. Now, literally speaking, we say in English, I licked the shoe. I licked the shoe. That's what even this commentary says. Nirupadika Sharanya Rahayale, because he is a correct refuge where he does not inspect or invite many people to understand. The Lord is so merciful that he doesn't put up any condition. So Nirupadika, there is no conditioned prapatti. It should be conditionless prapatti. So Nirupadika Sharanya. He is a conditionless prapatti. And what do we expect from them? We want to taste this divine feet. So we want to go near the divine feet and touch it. And then you also, because it is Sri Ranganatha and Sri Rangam, whom I could have the privilege of worshiping in Nellore, in Andhra Pradesh. So we want to enjoy by tasting the divine feet. Well, who did it? Thirumangai Alvar did it. Thirumangai Alvar tried to take out the mitti from the leg of Mahalakshmi, and then his teeth touched the divine feet. So we have Nirupadika Sharaniragale, Ruchiye Vendu, tasting as though it's a good dish, a delicious dish. Tiruvadi Tamarai, lotus divine feet, looking like lotus, happens to be tasteful while we eat. And you find that Tatpada Moolam will be Devarai Purikku or Kaimudal Vendavu. Since the Lord Srimanarayana does not expect anything from the people now, Devarai Purikku or Kaimudal Vendavine, I don't need any capital in order to get my God near me. Devarai, again Sriman Narayana, Perigeki, in order to reach him, in order to receive him, Oru Kaimudal Vendave. We don't have any other way of repeating the Devarai Perigeki, in order to get near the God, Kaimudal Vendave. Helplessness is not wanted. So Tatpada Moolam. Mamekam Sharanam Braja and the Devari Tiruvadigalai Moolam. he himself, Lord himself says, Mamekam Saranam Vraja. You have Thirumalai 25, Thiruvaimozhi 571, Tiruppavi 28. So we will take up these two sources, namely Thirumalai 25 and Thiruvaimozhi 571. But the Tiruppavi I will recite now in Kamboji Rag. கரவைகள் பின் சென்று கானம் சேர்ந்துண்போம் அறிவொன்றும் இல்லாத ஆய்குலத்து முன் தன்னை பிறவி பெருந்தனை புண்ணியம் யாமுடையோ அறிவொன்றும் இல்லாத ஆய்குலத்து தன்னை பிறவி பெருந்தனை புண்ணியம் யாமுடையோ அறியாத பிள்ளைகளோ அன்பினால் தன்னை சிறு பேரழைத்தனவும் சீரியருளாதே இறைவா நீதாராய் பரையேலோரும் பாவாய். This is 28. So we have what we call the self lowering of one's own status. And this is the way that educated people also should say. Because the education is also incomplete, the knowledge is little, the wisdom is lacking, and so on. So it's over to discussion. I'm sorry that if I have made some mistakes in.
Swami, did you want to see Tirumalai 25?
Yes. You have. Thirumalai, குளித்து மூன்று அனலை ஓம்புகோ முந்த நலனை ஓம் குறிகள் நந்தனமை நன் ஒழித்திட்டேன் என் கண்ணில்லை நின்றனும் பக்தன் அல்லேன் கழிப்பது என் கொண்டு நம்பி கடல் வண்ணா கதறின் தொண்டடி புடியாழ்வார் பக்தாங்கிரி ரேணு in his Thirumalai is mostly negative in approach. He is not very positive, but in the sense he wants to lower his status. குளித்து மூன்று அனலை ஓம்பும். I take bath and I perform sacrifice. When I perform sacrifice, I use 3 fires. மூன்று அனலை, 3 fires. Dakshinagni, Tretagni, and Gargapatyagni. These are the 3 fires. Gargapatyagni, the household master uses that fire. Gargapatyagni. Grihapati uses. Dakshinagni is the fire which is lit on the southern direction. Dakshinagni. Then Tretagni is in the middle. Tretagni. We have 3 types of what we call the shapes of the Homa Kundam, Yaga Kundam, that is Vedika, that is the altar of the fire. We have 3 fires. So what I do is, I purify myself physically by taking bath. Then that means I am not interested in the devotion of the Lord. I am just mechanically doing something. I take bath mechanically. Since I feel that my body is full of dust, is polluted. Then மூன்று அனலை ஓம்பும் குறிகள். So my concentration is on the performance of a sacrifice with the 3 fires. மூன்று அனலை ஓம்பும் குறிகள். ஓம்பும் is we adore, we do sacrifice. குறிகள், that is my aim. So that is andana maidanne. This is what we call Brahminism. A Brahmin is supposed to be ritualistic in nature. So deeper it is anusthanam, by following strictly the procedures laid in the first three parts of the scriptures. Andanamaidam. Then Olithitem. I'm not doing it. I have hidden this practice. I have given up this practice. Olithitem. Yankan illai. So these performances also are absent today. I am not performing sacrifices. Yankan illai. Ennidam illai. Yankan illai meaning it is not the I, E, Y, it is Ennidam illai. That means I don't have the practice of performing the 3 fires sacrifice. Ninkanum Bhattanallen. I am not a devotee towards you also. Ninkanum, regarding you, Bhattanallen. I am not a devotee. Kalipadi Enkundu. If I am not a devotee, how can I enjoy my life? Kalipadi Enkundu. Nambi meaning, oh Lord, omnipotent. Then Kadalvanna, he is just blue like the ocean, blue tinged complexion like the ocean. Kadalvanna, Kadarhindren, I shout with high decibel. Kadarhindren, I cry. Because I cry, Alithu Enakku Arulsai. You grant me all the wishes. You bless me. That whatever you granted to me as blessings should remain intact along with me throughout my life. Kandai, please understand, Kandai. Arangamana Hurlan. Arangamana Hurlan is Srirangam, is what we call, he has got a fascination for Bhaktangiri, Tondaredi Pudi Alva. He wanted to have some doubts clear. I have forfeited the rights of the priesthood. So that means I am not performing sacrifice. The acts of feeding the 3 fires are no more mine. So I'm not performing the penance also. I'm not performing the sacrifice. Alas, what do I have to rave about? Think about. Ocean-hued Lord, O Lord of Arangamanagar, I can only scream. I can only shout. Pray grant me your grace. Sorry, I think, misinterpreted the word Moondra Nalai. Moondra Analai. It refers to 3 fires. Note to known villain, Nunner villain, Ahiram in one name to one room after his villain, Aravinane Ammani, Chetutamari Shannal Udumala, Shirivara Mangala Nagar. Last line. வீற்றிருந்த எந்தாய் உனக்கு மிகையல்லேன் அன்பு. So not a known villain. Even because I forget whether I have done a vow, observed a vow earlier, therefore I don't have the merits of the vow performed earlier. That means because I don't remember that I have performed vows. There is no merit for the vows that I performed. Or I now remember I have not performed any vow. So if at all I have performed a vow, then observed a vow, then I would have got some merits from that. That means I'm absent that way also. The nun arivile, I don't have sharp intellect. I don't have perfect wisdom. Nun arivile. I'm not able to understand God's actions every time. So Agilam ini unnai vittu ondrum aarthagindirren. Even when I am ignorant, even when I have no practice of vow, then without you I cannot do anything. Then Aravinanai Ammane, oh mother, oh Lord Mother, who is lying down on the snake Adishesha. Kshetratamari Shannal Udumala Shirivara Mangalada. Shirivara Mangai is the Divya Kshetra, name of the temple. Kshetratamari Shannal Udumala. There is a field. The field has got a lot of mud. So in the mud, what we call the plants grow, the paddy grows, chennel. Not only lotus but also paddy grow, paddy grains grow. Kshetra Tamari chennel wood malar Sirivara Mangala. And the lotuses and the rice, red rice, have been mixed together as a what we call beauty in the forest. Wood malar. You understand that the flowers are hidden sometimes by the paddy field. That kind of richness of the villages near the Kshetram called Shirivara Mangal. Shirivara Mangalanagar. I think I must refer to what Kshetram is there. Then Veetiranda Endai. We understand that Lord Sivanarayana is in the form of sitting posture. Generally, we come across only mostly lying down posture or lip. So Veetiranda sitting in a sitting form, in a sitting pose. Unakku Mihayallen and so I can't overtake you in all the qualities. I am only a slave to you. Unakku Mihayallen and am I one too many for you there?
In this discussion, you were mentioning that that bhakti is inherent in the soul. Bhakti is inherent in the jiva. But there are some other Vaishnava Sampradayas, they're saying that the bhakti has to be given by the acharya, has to be infused by somebody into the jiva, and bhakti is not inherent in the jiva. So do you have some Shastra Pramanam that says specifically that bhakti is inherent in the Atma, in the Jivatman?
But bhakti is inherent if the ancestors or the individual soul has performed good deeds in the previous life.
So is it this sometimes we do some good works without knowledge in previous lives, agyata sukriti.
Right.
So does it mean that bhakti comes about by agyata sukriti, or can it only come about by the grace of some acharya or some bhakta, some other bhakta?
No, initiation by the acharya is necessary, but the inspiration can come from any source. And you are the right example also. How did you come to learn so much in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya? You are alien to this culture earlier. Today you say Srirangam home is my best home. How do you say that? What made you say that? So you have converted yourself to the best ideas of the principles of this particular Sampradaya tradition on the south of our nation.
स्वादयन्निह सर्वेषाम् त्रय्यन्तार्थम् सुदुर्ग्रहम् स्तोत्रयामास योगीन्द्रः तम् वन्दे यामुनाह्वयम् नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः नमो नमो यामुनाय यामुनाय नमो नमः यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यान विध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहम् यामुनेयम् नमामि तम्
श्रीमत्कृष्ण समाह्वाय नमो यामुनसूनवे यत्कटाक्ष एकलक्ष्याणां सुलभः श्रीधरः सदा नमः यामुन पाद अब्ज रेणुभिः पावित आत्मने विदित अखिल वेद्याय गुरवे विदित आत्मने
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः।